called him the old hobo Joe. Came to send to me for your...
Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great day. Today is Saturday and we just got back from yard selling. I'm going to make a video about all the items that I picked up today. But first I'm going to make a video about some of the things that one of the things that I ordered off of eBay. It is a PlayStation 2 that I plan on repairing and getting refurbished, kind of refurbished. Maybe it doesn't need a whole lot. I don't know what's wrong with it. I just bought it for parts and repair, so I'm going to repair it and I'm going to see, exactly if I can get it going, and then I'll put it back out there on eBay as a bundle with some games and controllers and the cords and try to make a little bit of money off of it. So that's one of the things that I'm doing in my retirement. This area right beside me that you see, I'm going to give you a little close-up tour of it in just a minute, but this little area right here is where I work on all of my electronics, my vintage consoles for gaming, like the NES, the PlayStation 1, the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, etc. The Super NES, the other ones are Xbox console, the original Xbox, the Xbox 360, the Xbox 360 Slim, all the ones that from the 80s, 90s, and on up. So I kind of gave up when I got to PlayStation 3 because that's just a little bit beyond my knowledge base and comfort zone. Maybe at some point I will have developed my skills a little bit more where I'll be able to do a little bit better with that. But if you're new to my channel is about retirement experiences, and give you some of the ideas or some ideas about what you can do in retirement. These are things that I'm doing in retirement, and I'm finding a lot of enjoyment in doing these things. When I was getting ready to retire, one of the things that I did was I started watching some YouTube channels about retirement. One of the things that they kept saying over and over again is that you have to have something. When you retire, you really need to have something that you're going to retire to. You shouldn't just retire and just kind of give up on life. That's not the idea behind retirement. The idea behind retirement is having the freedom to do other things that you want to do with your time. And so that's basically what I have done between the eBay and between the rental houses and the Airbnb and also with the vintage console repair. I don't just repair vintage consoles. I've also repaired some VHRs and stuff like that, but nothing extremely complicated because I'm still a novice. I'm still learning on YouTube University how to repair things like this. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of a PlayStation 2 that I ordered online, and I'm going to take you through the whole process from unboxing to testing, and then if a repair is needed, then I will go through the repair process with you as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, be sure and give it a like and a thumbs up. And also, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, I would appreciate it if you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything. It is absolutely free. Doesn't cost a dime. So just hit that subscribe button, and also make sure and hit that notification bell so that when I do put a new video up, you'll be automatically notified that I put a video up, and you can watch it as soon as it comes out. So we're going to go ahead and get into the unboxing, and stick around. It'll be good. Okay, I did promise you that I would give you a tour of my workstation here, so I'll give you a quick little tour and just let you see what all I've got going on here. So this is my microscope. I use it for real small work. I also keep a bunch of these ice trays around where I keep small screws and stuff like that when I'm working on the consoles. That way, if I'm working on more than one console, I can keep the stuff separated and be able to keep track of it that way. I have, let me zoom down, just pan down just a little bit. I have a little table slash shelving here where I keep different stuff. I've got some of my capacitors and stuff like that in here, other capacitors and tools that I use, and also keep my oil and my electronic compound cleaner, my deoxit, which is also for cleaning electronics. Elmer's glue is always a good thing to have. Solder and wick, and I don't see the wick, but that's the area where I keep that. Also, I can have a couple of drawers down here where I keep my different gauges and testing equipment. And on this side, this is my hot air station. This hot air station has two sides to it. On the left side, this is where the hot air comes out. It gets to a very high temperature, around 750, or if I want it hotter, I can always make it hotter. But on this side, I have the soldering iron that I use. So it's really good if you're going to be doing any soldering on especially small electronics, that you have a hot air station with a soldering iron attached to it. So that has really been helpful to me to have that. And I also have this station right here. It's a Pros kit, and it's model SS-331. By the way, I am not sponsored with any of these items. I'm just telling you this is what I use, and they've worked for me so far. And I watched a lot of YouTube videos before I purchased these so that I would be able to get something that I knew would work well. But this is a solder remover, or also a solder sucker, and when you pull the trigger, it sucks the solder off of the board, making it real easy to remove capacitors and stuff like that. So yeah, that's real good. And you know, I keep my mat here. It's got a lot of screws and stuff on it right now, and a lot of times it's just really dirty, but you really have to have a mat if you're going to be working on electronics, and that's really a good thing to have. So there you go. All right, so here's the box that I received in the mail today, and I'm going to get it. Actually, I received it yesterday. I've been holding on to it so I could do this video. So we'll get into the box here and see what all is in there. Now, I believe there's supposed to be two console, well, no, a console and two controllers. So yeah, here's the two controllers. They look to be OEM, original OEM controllers. So these are directly wired. They're not OEM controllers. These are aftermarket controllers. So no, they are not OEM, but they do look pretty good. They're in pretty good shape. They feel like they are in pretty good shape. And there's the other one, and it is also aftermarket. So there's that controller. And there are two 8 megabyte memory cards. These don't appear to be original either. By the way, if you're not familiar with the vernacular, OEM stands for original manufactured from the company, but these are not original. These appear to be aftermarket as well, but that's okay, no problem. And there's a game here with it. Let's see, this says Resident Evil Code Veronica. So we'll see how that plays. It's always nice to get games. That's a good bonus. And here is Resident Evil in the box, in the case. Except it's not Resident Evil, it's Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo 3. So that's Gran Turismo 3 in the Resident Evil case. I think they intended to put the Gran Turismo in here. But this is, yeah, that's Resident Evil Code Veronica. I don't know if that's the same game as what came in here or if it's a different game, but I'll just go ahead and put it in here. So looks like they did a pretty good job packing. Not a whole lot of packing material, but the box is fairly well covered. I don't know why they put this cord in here, because this is not it's a 3-prong cord. This is not a PS2 cord. This is not one that you would use with a PS2, but never hurts to have extra cords, does it? I will go ahead and put that with my cord stash. And what do we have here? This is not for a, wait a minute, interesting. This has the connector for a PS2 where you can plug it into your computer, but it's not the one that is made by the factory or by Sony. I guess it'll work. I don't intend on selling it with the bundle when I resell this one. There's also another memory card here, white memory card. Always good to have memory cards, extra memory cards, because that when you put those with a bundle, it really helps them to sell. Let's see what we got over here. Yep, I don't know what this is about, but it's not for a PS2. And there's actually 3 of these in here, coaxial cable things. Interesting. So I'll put my box down and we'll look at this PlayStation 2. It appears to be in fairly good condition. It's a little dirty, but the front door is sometimes missing the front cover of this, but it doesn't appear to be missing the front cover on this one, so that's excellent. There doesn't appear to be any scratches or anything on the front of it. It looks like it can be cleaned up fairly well. And in the last thing that I really look for is whether or not it's been opened. So this one no one has gone into it. You can look at it and see that nobody has gone into it. If you're wondering what this thing is right here, this is called an expansion pack. They don't come with expansion packs. This is something extra that you can get with the PlayStation 2. And when I sell them with these expansion packs, I usually get a little bit more than I would if I didn't sell them with an expansion pack. But we're going to plug it in and give it a try and see if it works. Okay, so I'm over here at my setup where I do my testing. I went ahead and plugged in this controller that came with the PlayStation 2, and I've hooked up my power and my AV cable to the TV so that I can test this PlayStation. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Let's turn it on back here. Power button is turning red. Now it's turning green. So we know it does get power. That's good. And it has a game in it. So let's see what we've got here. Resident Evil. Okay. So let's just put Resident Evil back in and see if it plays. So it looks like we've got 3 games with this. I hear something. Sounds like it's starting up. We'll restart it. So maybe I'll get lucky and it'll just play. But if it doesn't, I have a trick that I do. I take it apart and I clean the lens, and a lot of times that is all that is needed and it works fine. And that may be what I need to do to this one. So, oh, there we go. Look at that. A little bit slower than I would like. No memory card, okay. Begin game anyway. Game contains strong language, okay. So start. Looks like we got lucky with this one because it actually works. So I'm probably going to go ahead and take it apart and just clean the lens just to make sure there's no issues with it.
Never forget it. It was the year when those grisly rum community Raccoon City.
I don't think I want to go through this whole thing.
The devastating blow.
Let me stop that. Yeah, I don't want to watch that whole thing, but I tell you what I do want to do. I want to try a PlayStation 1 game in there and see what that does. Did you know you could play PlayStation 1 games in the PlayStation 2? Yep, you sure can. And it works pretty good. Okay, I hear it going. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to test to see if it plays DVD, because these things are supposed to play DVDs as well. I don't like how slow that is going. It's working, but it's just really slow. I don't understand. Yeah. So this is one of my favorite games. I used to play this a lot when I was a kid. Go to the arcade or go down to the local convenience store. The convenience store, they had this game down there called Galaga. Do y'all remember it? Throwback to the 80s. See if I can get it to go into the game. Oh, I got killed. Okay. Well, that was enough of that. So we'll stop that, open it up, and I'm going to test this DVD to make sure that the DVD player works. This is called the backup plan. I really don't like how long this thing is taking to start up. When I pull it apart, maybe when I clean it up, it'll make it a little faster. We'll see. Okay, change parental temporary to level 8. And I don't know the password, so you can't play videos that are restricted if it's set up for a password. I'll have to do a little searching to see how you can unlock this, or if you can even unlock it. Whoop, that did it. How about it? So the video appears to be working. So this is a completely functioning PS2 fat. And so all I got to do now is just put some good, I'm probably going to take some actual OEM controllers that I picked up when I was out thrifting and put this with it, because they usually do better than these aftermarket controllers when you're getting ready to list it. So there we go. We have a successful unboxing. We did a test, and I will go ahead and take this apart and clean it. Alright, let's go ahead and get started with taking this PlayStation 2 apart. First we want to take this expansion pack off. It's just got some regular flathead screws on it. And that did the trick. So this expansion pack just comes right off. A lot of times, it's got a, I have never seen this before. That may be why it's running so slow, because it has an additional hard drive in the expansion pack. Let's see what we've got here. This is a 40 gig hard drive. Wow. Now that is a real added bonus. I have never seen one of these before. That's an additional hard drive. That may be why it's slower. That'll be interesting to see what it looks like when we get into it. So on the bottom you have these the feet. There are 6 here. This is not an actual foot, this is just a cover. But these 4 on the corners are all rubber feet, and I'll just set them off to the side here. So there's 6 there, and then there's 2 here, and on some models you have more on these 2 sides. So you'll need to remove these in order to get to the screws. Before I get any further and forget it, when you've never opened one of these before, you have this this seal, this factory seal. Once you cut the seal, then it's no longer under warranty, but it doesn't really matter at this point, as old as this machine is, whether it's under warranty or not. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that. And you kind of have to cut it 3 different ways. You got to cut that way, and that way in order to get it completely so you can disassemble it. So I've got a screwdriver, electric screwdriver I use. I don't know if you noticed, but these 4 were longer and these 2 were shorter. I love to hear that snap when the screw turns loose for the first time. That means that it's never been opened before. Alright, so now we're able to take the top off of the bottom. When you do, you need to be very careful because, well, this one doesn't have it, but a lot of them have the on-off switch attached to here by a cable, so you have to be very careful when you pull it apart. But this one, fortunately, we did not have any issues with it. Alright, so here's the DVD drive, or the drive, and I will need Phillips head screwdriver to remove the top of this. So I'm going to remove the top here, and it's got 4 little screws. I don't think I'm going to go any further into it than just removing the top and cleaning it. I just don't think it'll be necessary. Alright, so there's your DVD drive, and what you'll need is a Q-tip and some 99% isopropyl or IPA, isopropyl alcohol. Just wet one tip with the alcohol, clean it, with the wet side, and then come back with the dry side. And don't rub it too hard because you don't want to create any problems. So what I'll do, since I have it open, I'll go ahead and hit it with a little bit of air. And that kind of cleans it up without having to do a whole lot. And then I just kind of wipe this off a little bit with my brush. Alright, so there's a little bit of dust on this side too. I probably want to just wipe that off. Without getting the dust on the lens. Alright, so I'm going to put that back. Grab my little screws. And put those little screws on here. These things are just, the way they're made, they're just really easy to assemble and to disassemble. It's really nice. My curiosity makes me want to tear this down completely and see what it looks like underneath where this expansion pack attaches, but I'm not going to go that far with it. So I've got that done. Now I can put the lid back on. And put the 4 long screws in these 4 corners here. Actually, it's these 4 corners. I had it backwards. I had it the other way around when I was disassembling it. Put the small screws in these. And these things are all different. It's weird. This one has a silver screw that goes in this corner. They're not all like that. Not all have that. And then just a regular black screw in this corner. So they're all different. Now I'm going to put these feet with the rubber tips on them on the corners. And the covers on the middle. And the ends. And the reason they call this an expansion pack is because it expands your memory. These, I'm not sure how much they actually originally come with, how much memory they actually come with, but this expands the memory quite a bit. For the time that this was made, they didn't have this kind of memory in most consoles. 40 gigabyte hard drive for this consoles. This is a first for me. I have never seen anything like this before. Very, very intriguing. And it just fits. Usually when I find these expansion packs, I don't get a hard drive with it. So this is amazing. And that just, oops, that just goes on here, and you see it connects to the computer or to the PlayStation through this little port right here. There's another port in there where it connects, and that gives you the expanded memory. So we'll put this back on, then we'll take it back over to our testing station and see if it plays any better. Alright, so we're back over here at our testing station. I'm going to turn the TV on here real quick. We got it powered up, and we're going to open the drive. I'm going to try a game that doesn't take forever to load up this time. So let's open the door, disk drive, and close it. And I guess the reason it is taking longer to start up is because of that additional memory. I'm not sure. But it started right up there. Took just a second, but it did start up.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
Let's see how quickly it loads up here. Continue.
Hi, everybody. This is Sean McDonough. All right, Buck, let's get on with the game and meet today's starting pitcher. Here's Max. It's a pitch out. The count's 1-0.
All right, so that works. Success. So there you go. Another successful order of a PlayStation 2 that I got for really cheap online on an online auction on eBay. I'll put the price, I'll show you right here what I paid for it. So you see it's not very expensive to buy these things for parts of repair, and then you can just turn around and easily flip them and get pretty good money for them. Now I will say this, during the summer months it's a little bit slow on video game consoles, so they're not really selling as fast as I would like. I am selling one every now and then. I just sold a Sega Genesis yesterday, so it was the first video game console that I've sold in about a week. No, about 2 weeks. So I was glad to see that. But when we get closer to the third quarter, when we get close to Christmas, then I'll start seeing the sales for those video game consoles speed up and go a lot faster. So I'm looking forward to that. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was real fun to make it. And if this is content that you like to see, and if you're interested in maybe doing something like this when you retire, if you're not yet retired, or if you're already retired and you need something to do, hey, this is great. And be sure, and like if you did like it, be sure and let me know by hitting that like button, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell, so you'll be notified whenever I make another video. Also, make sure and come back and visit me on the next one. I want to see you again. Leave me a comment so that I know that you watched this video. And if you're not yet subscribed, it doesn't cost you anything. Just do it. So thank you very much. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.